Stacey's big crush is smart. He's handsome. He's 22. Oh my gosh, can I skip this book? Argo Funk Book Review. Argo Funk Book Review. Stacey's in math class, but she's distracted by flowers and recapping her previous books. She starts paying attention just in time to hear they're having a guest teacher for the next month. He's a master's student named Mr. Wesley Ellenberg. What a nerd name! As Claudia says, Baconburger is a much better name. Stacey visits Marianne and Dawn when a neighbor named Mrs. Stone stops by. She wants the girls to watch Elvira for her. Elvira is 2 months old, she eats garbage, lives in a barn, has horns. What kind of monster child is she? Stacey's horrified until they mention Elvira is a goat. Oh, that makes more sense. A handsome man appears in math class. Stacey mistakes him for Tom Cruise, but no, it's the new teacher. Stacey immediately decides Wesley Ellenberg is not a nerd name. The teacher has a hot voice. He tells the students to call him Wes. And he says he's getting his bachelor's, even though earlier he was getting a master's. Continuity! Stacey figures he's only 9 years older than her, so they can date each other. What? Only 9 years? That's 9 years too many! Ugh, this is gross. Stacey gushes over Wes. She loves everything about him, especially how he's drop-dead, incredibly hunkified gorgeous. She's so in love, she dots all her I's with hearts. You do that normally, Stacey. That's not a love thing, it's a you being a weirdo thing. Continuity. Stacey babysits Charlotte, who's acting strangely. Charlotte confesses she has a secret crush. There's this boy in her class that she likes, and she asks Stacey, how do you tell the difference between a crush and love? Oh, Charlotte, you are asking the wrong person for love advice. Stacey decides her feelings for Wes are true love, and she fantasizes about all the wonderful things she'll do with him. Stacey worries over what clothes to wear until she decides that Wes likes dresses. She makes this decision based on no information whatsoever. She watches for Wes in the hallways, and he remembers her as the only student who got a perfect grade. He knows who she is! It's true love! After class, Stacey says goodbye, and Wes makes a joke about, ho, he's got a huge mess on his desk. Stacey spends the next 45 minutes helping him organize his mess. Next is their 1 week anniversary. Oh, give me a break. Again, she stays after school to help him. She spends over 2 hours filling out forms. 2 hours for 3 forms? This is like a DMV nightmare. Well, because Stacey's late, Wes drives her to the Babysitters Club meeting, and their hands touch when he shifts gears. Clearly, he did that on purpose, because he loves her. There's no other reason why somebody driving a car would switch gears. We get 2 goat chapters. They get the goat, and all the kids love her. They decide to bring the goat along on babysitting jobs, which is an obviously bad idea. The babysitters put the kids in charge of watching the goat, which is a worse idea. While the babysitters aren't looking, the goat gets loose and eats garbage. Sam Thomas calls Stacey. Stacey and Sam started dating each other about 15 books ago, but the ghostwriters haven't been sharing notes with each other, so depending on what book you're reading, they're either in a committed relationship or they just started dating. Continuity. Stacey can only focus on Wes right now, so she downgrades Sam from her boyfriend to the guy that she goes out with all the time. Isn't that the same thing? She tells Sam that she can't go with him to the upcoming school dance. Sam is forced to go with Am Martin. Am Martin? Oh, Amanda Martin. Oh, that name is awkwardly close to Anne Martin. Stacey writes a love poem for Wes, and she gives it to him after class. He reads it, looks horrified, and runs away as soon as possible. She later confronts him about this.
You know, I went on, I meant every word of that poem. It was about you and me. It was about my feelings. In case you haven't noticed, I have a crush on you. I took a deep breath. No, that's not it. I think I'm in love with you, Wes.
Wes refuses to look at Stacey, and she wants to cry because why doesn't he love her? She gets over it quickly, though, as in 3 paragraphs. That's how long it takes her to decide that he does love her, but he's just too shy to admit it. Ugh. Goat chapter number 4 is with the Barretts. They try to get the goat to pull a wagon, and they take pictures with the goat. Charlotte shows up and says she wrote a love poem to her crush. Now he's obsessively stalking her, calling her multiple times each day. Stacey is jealous that Charlotte has a more successful love life than her. In Goat chapter number 5, the Pikes do a play based on the 3 Billy Goats Gruff. This book was written by Peter Larangis, and he gives a special credit to his son Nicholas for the Billy Goat play. Oh, so that's why we have the random goat storyline. The author's child did something cute with a goat, so he decided to recycle that into his book. Okay, gotcha. Wes is chaperoning the school dance while wearing a tuxedo for some reason. Stacey dances with him, which is seen as totally normal. But when she asks Wes to do a slow dance with her, he says no, they can never date each other because she is too young. He likes her, and he thinks she's attractive, which is super creepy! But she's too young. Stacey feels awful and spends the rest of the evening drinking punch until the pain goes away. That's weird. 5 pages earlier, she said she couldn't drink punch because of her diabetes. Continuity! In the last chapter, the goat goes back home to its owners, and Charlotte comes by to say her problem's solved. She ignored her stalker until he moved on and started stalking another girl. Charlotte learned a lesson from all this. Boys are weird. Yes, so are teenage girls named Stacey. Good for Charlotte, she learned a lesson. Stacey did not learn a lesson from all of this. She feels bad for herself until Claudia tells her she did nothing wrong at all. That is a lie. The end. Post-book follow-up. This is the 3rd book review I've done where the story is about a girl falling in love with her teacher. Why is this storyline so popular in 1990s book series for girls? I think it's creepy! No, more than creepy, it borders on pedophilia! She's 13! The thought of Stacey dating an adult was bad enough in Boy Crazy Stacey, but now it's even worse because we have an older love interest who doubles as her teacher. Other reviewers like this book. They think it does a great job of capturing the essence of a silly schoolgirl crush. And yes, it certainly does a great job balancing Stacey being over-the-top ridiculous with Stacey being relatable. But I'm still too disgusted by the premise to appreciate how it shows Stacey's crush. This book would instantly be saved if Stacey's crush was age-appropriate, and not a teacher. If you want the teacher angle so badly, make him a 16-year-old teacher's aide. Janine's hot boyfriend, perhaps? That would come with built-in drama. It'd also be nice if the book went into the Sam angle, because as it is, the book destroys the Stacey-Sam relationship for no reason at all. I feel like I should also mention the goat subplot. That was weird. It's like the ghostwriters are having a weirdest subplot competition. I'll admit baby goats can be cute in real life, but just like the pet book, the cuteness doesn't transfer over to the written word. It's not interesting to read about cute animals. I want to see cute animals. Overall, I didn't like this book. It's a rehash of Book 8, only way worse. I'd like to give it a 0 out of 10, but to be honest, the first 3 chapters were really good. I thought this book was headed towards a 10 out of 10. Perfect score! But then it became a train wreck with goats. Meh. I give Babysitters Club number 65, Stacey's Big Crush, a 2 out of 10.